All right, this is day 4 of me working on these drum exercises for American Girl. They're going a little bit slower than I'd like. And I'm really just going to try to commit to the 2 slow tempos today, which I feel like I probably already have. But every time you practice, you get a little bit better. And I feel like I'm getting better. And I'm like, well, shoot, I might as well just record the slows one more time, make sure they're really tight, less editing work for me, and then maybe attempt the 70 and then see how the 70 goes. But then otherwise, I'm just going to take a week off from this beat. Maybe work on some slow tracking videos where I play the whole actual beat, not these exercises. Work on that. Give myself a little bit break from trying to push full speed because full speed is just not connecting yet, and that's sometimes the way the practice works. It's this incremental gain. It just doesn't explode sometimes, especially for me. It takes a little bit longer. Anyway, if you guys want to support the channel, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. We have sheet music for sale. We have subscription service where you get high quality, well thought out pieces of sheet music. So we're going to jump right in at this. And probably don't need to do a breakdown of these because I feel like this is my 4th video. So if you guys need more time with these exercises, obviously I'm going to spend a lot of time on these myself right now. But the earlier videos I spend more of a time breaking down. I'm going to try to jump in and kind of play tight with the click and get some tracking done. So kind of join along. If you have questions about this drum beat or other drum beats, let me know and we'll chat while we do this. So here's 55, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Like I said, I feel like I probably have 55 already in the bag, but it's nice when it's all on the same track. 3 and 4. The exercise would be 1 and 2 E and 3. Now, give me a couple minutes to warm up and get playing tight with that click. It's right. End of 4 and 1. So we're just going to make it our goal to get 4 of those in a row that are as tight as those last 2 measures are pretty nice. Cool. All right, let's just do a couple. We'll probably do two or 3 in a row. I say I'm going to do 4, but every time I do 4, I get distracted and want to listen back before I get to 4. So I try to do 2 or 3. Get the idea. I don't even know if I did start the right beat. I was measured short. 1 and 2 E and 3 and so kind of sloppy. Gotta clean that up. 2 E. So last measure was nice, but nothing else is coming together yet. So let's do a hi-hat, kind of click through. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and. You ever not gelling? I do. I have those. 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. probably the best one. Let's listen back to it. We might have to go to the next exercise and kind of tighten it up. Slipknot, my guy. You think I can play that? I can't play Slipknot. There might be a day. There might be a day that I play Slipknot. Today is not. Today, I'm struggling to play this. So I'd like to be a little tighter with the metronome at this tempo. So if you go back to the video that I shot 2 days ago or 3 days ago, like, we grooved with 55. Right now it's like, whew, whew, whew. Let's try to tighten this up. 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a. The best one so far. Still just gotta tighten stuff up. Oops. Sorry, my some screen just disappeared on me. Let's see what's going on, guys. My chat screen went away. Oh, it is back. Sweet. Okay. Little computer glitch. Now that last one was probably the tightest that I've played so far. A little loose in the rhythm yet, right? Like you know, give yourself 7 minutes to warm up, because that's what it just took me to kind of start feeling that tempo. Now, these are exercises. Set a metronome, start doing them on your own. It's the best thing to do. It might take me 3 or 4 ties to get into the groove and get going, and then hopefully things will go a little quicker. If not, you know, you're just rusty. Let's try to get one more good one. And 3 and a 4 and. So not great. And 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. All right, let's get a good click though. So that's pretty weak. By far, my last take was probably my best. Let's listen to it. It was okay. It dragged a little bit, but I think we're going to move on to the exercise number 2. We'll listen back first, but we'll move on to exercise number 2. Come back to this one in a minute. Otherwise, I'll sit here for an hour and play this. Right, that flamish on one. Ugh. If you can't tell by my face, I'm disgusted in that. All right, let's do beat number 2. We'll come back to exercise number 1 or exercise number 2. So that was a little rough, and it might be just knocking some rust off, getting back into it. Sometimes these videos take me a while. This is on day 4, so clearly these take me a while sometimes. All right, this tempo, and 2, and exercise number 2 is 1, 2. All right, let's just jump in. And 2, and 3. Good enough, but be nice to be a little tighter. That one I'm mostly happy with. I think my last beat might have been late. So happy with that. I flammed a little bit on the downbeat of the last measure. And some of just doing these videos allows me to hear that differently, like where I can self-evaluate as I'm playing quicker than I used to be able to. And so just that's a benefit, even though these don't always come together. So then that first measure, flamming. And then you hear me. I mean, the smallest push on one of the last measure. Let's just do one more. 3 and 4 and... Now, I would argue that I flammed on 3 of the first measure. So let's listen. But probably could fix that with quantization. Yeah, totally just not even flammed, just rushed. You know, everything else is fine. We're going to leave it. If I start playing tight all of a sudden and just banging my way through these, we might come back and redo those. But right now, it's a little bit of a rough practice. It's a little bit of a rough tracking session. You know, you're going to have some good ones. You're going to have some bad ones. All right, number 3. We got 1 and a 2 and... Let's hear 55 because I'm going faster than that. 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and... Let's jump in. And a 4 and 1 and a 2 and... You ever have a session where you don't think you can play in time? Because that's what I'm having right now. So these are all going poorly. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes you just have to power through. And it might be doing all 5 of these exercises, jumping into the drum beat. So there's 5 exercises, then the beat that I kind of wrote up. I didn't write the beat. I wrote the exercises. Tom Petty wrote the beat, or Stan Lynch did. But it might be doing these tempos at 55, going up to the 70, and actually nailing the 70, coming back to these. You're almost using these first ones as a little bit of a warm-up. Now, sometimes I can just come in hot. I actually had time to practice and warm up on this stuff today and felt like I was playing pretty well. A lot of what I'm aiming for in my playing, and I think we all should be aiming for, is just consistency. I should be able to show up on a dime and play. I'm not there yet. These videos will help me get there. So it's just powering through and showing up. So started like crap, played okay in the last half. Now, we're finally almost playing in time. Good. Let's do one more just for sake of trying to like solidify. All right. I feel like we're playing better now. It took me 20 minutes, guys. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We'll kind of in the back of our heads know we should probably do 1 and 2 again. I might have it from another day, but I kind of like to do. The problem is you get better every single time, right? I might argue like right now I'm not getting better, but I'm getting better by persevering, right? That's, you gotta tell yourself that. The reality is like every time I do these, so day 4. After day 1, I was better. After day 2, I was better. After day 3, after day 4, I'm going to be better too. But like sometimes it's such an incremental gain that you're better off working on something else, coming back to it. Same thing with pushing these tempos. You want to just keep on moving. If the exercise is like really close, yeah, do 3 or 4 more takes. But when you start struggling too much, you gotta like know when to call it. I'm not saying we're there yet, but I'm just saying like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll push an exercise. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? We've gotten what we want to out of this one. Move on. All right, number 4. 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a. And a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. One and a 2 and 3 and a. So the lesson that I'm learning right now is do not practice before you record stuff, because right now I'm struggling. So let's do it again. We're just gonna try to do 3 or 4 of these. Try to get something that's passable, and like I said, go to those faster tempos, and maybe magic happens. And sometimes it does, where it's like it's easier to play at 70. But I know that I need to understand it at 50. And right now I'm just not playing well. And a 2 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 1 and 2 E and 3 and You guys ever have a session like this? Just not coming together? Three and 1 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. Well, I'm glad you guys are checking this out and seeing me on a little bit of a struggle. Guys, I would apologize, but this is part of the practice. We'll do one more. We're just going to move on. So what I'm doing wrong is I'm rushing that no, the E. So the E of 2, the E of 4. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2. Let's try one more time. 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. So not in time, but at least it's close to being in time. 3 and 4 E and 1 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 1, 2. Let's start that one over. Not great. Do one more, because I'm being stubborn. We're going to keep pushing, guys. It is not coming together, which is funny because, like I said, probably already have these tempos done. And the fact that I can't play them right now, I lack consistency. You know, I need to put in hours and hours of practice yet to become a drummer, and that's cool, and that's okay. We'll get there. Or drummer adjacent. All right, exercise number 5. Right now, this is becoming a practice. All right, 1 and 2 E and. probably the best I've played. 3 and 4 and... Today's just a little bit of grueling work, I'm not going to lie. We'll do one more of that tempo. That was shite. That was the best shite that I've had, just not very good. Let's listen back. You just hear me slow down as I'm playing. Oof. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes these sessions just don't work. I'm just not playing very well. And the only thing I can do is just keep playing. So we're just going to do the beat. Oh, shit. I did the beat on the wrong one. Or maybe I don't know. Definitely did the beat on the wrong one, which is fine. Let's do 2 more of the exercise 5 then and try to get in the right spot. We'll just try to clean it up. I need to hold back. I mean, it's really what it amounts to. 1 and 2 and... I just gotta keep that pulse with the metronome. Just not in time. One more. By far the best I've played it today. That doesn't say a whole lot though. All right, we're just gonna round up with this beat, and then we're gonna go to faster tempos and see if it gels then at faster, and come back and redo these. Because right now these are not coming together. So the actual beat of the song is. Cool. 2E and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2E and. Well, I'm being consistently bad right now, so that's talk about consistency, just not in the right direction. One more. going to move to faster tempos, and we're going to see what there's going to be. No matter what, I'm going to take a break from doing this for a bit. Doing this exercise, not drums. Some might argue that I should take a break from playing drums. I don't get better when I do that, though, so I'm going to persevere. I'm going to say persevere a lot tonight. Let's try these faster tempos. So this will be 70 BPM. So in some ways it's harder, right? But in some ways it's easier. Just keeping that 1 and 2 and 1 and up. All right, let's try to clean that up though. 2E and a 3 and a 4 and. So already better than I was playing any of those tempos at 55s. Still just not tight. Not tight like I want it to be, and know that I am capable of playing. It just has to be, the perfect day. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It was coming for a second. We'll do one more, guys, and then I'm going to move on to exercise number 2. These just may not happen today, and again, that's just, where I'm at with my practice. So I get into this weird rhythm where I'm delaying those 16th notes just a little bit. They have to be a little tighter than what I think we just did. So if I wanted to A-B, like compare good drumming to bad drumming, this would be what I would consider bad drumming. Like I'm just not playing very tight. So let's do one more. We're just going to get through these exercises, and it might just be more of just a, hey, good warm up. And then I need another day. Kind of didn't want to do a day 5 on these, but I might do a day 5. Finally, something halfway decent. We'll listen back in 1 sec. Let's do one more. And then my long 16th notes. All right, I have an idea. I have a plan. Let's listen to the one that I thought was halfway decent. See if it's usable. Oh, it is not tight at all. Ugh. Again, you guys are hearing what not to do. We're going to jump back to this slow tempo. That's what how we're going to play things right now. See if I can just nail this slow tempo. Come back to the fast one. I really have 30 minutes to really just try to get this done, which is never where you want to be when you're tracking stuff and it's not going well. You're like, shit, I have 30 minutes. Let's get this done. That's not the attitude. I'm not to the place where I can just turn it on. I'm not there. You can see that. All right, let's hear this tempo. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and we might have a bad day of drumming. We're just going to track that. And I should have played more. All right, if I really think about it, I can hold myself down and play in time. I'm smiling because this is pretty bad. I'm going to be honest with you. That one's serviceable. That one was not serviceable. Let's listen to the one we had before. Sometimes your growth trajectory is not where you think it is. Like you like, man, playing pretty good. Not playing good at all. Playing pretty good. Not playing good at all. I just have no feel today whatsoever. Now, I'm not generally somebody who has a ton of feel anyway, right? Like I'm really working on trying to develop that. So, yeah. All right. Well, what we're going to do is go back to the exercise 1 at the faster tempo and just see if we can nail that. This might just be, like I said, just going back and forth between these tempos and knowing that, hey, I'm not ready to do these exercises. I'm not ready to film this. I need to spend some more time on my own. Or pick some easier songs for me to just really continue to develop. And also chalk it up to just having a rough day. Not actually a rough day. Like I'm having a pretty good day. Got some guitar tracking done. Did a live guitar video. Taught a couple lessons. Took a little nap. Woke up. Had some caffeine. Thought I would just show up and nail this. That is not the case. Much closer to what we wanted. Still by no means playing tight though. There's like glimmers of good in there, but it's just not the whole thing. Do one more. So it shouldn't take me, I mean, I'm not a good drummer. You can tell that. But it shouldn't take me 40 minutes to get up to a place where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to gel. Maybe my nap was too good. And then when you're calling this gelling, right? Like that's still pretty much garbage. All right, we'll just chalk it up to what it is. It's not going to be a great practice. It's not going to be a good recording. It means I'm going to have to do another one. But, you know, here's some good exercises. Work on them. You guys work on them too. 2 and... I played that in time, mostly. Cool. I can live with that. 1 and a 2. So this exercise number 3. 1 and a 2, and try not to make that 16th note late. One and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and... All right. 2 and 3 and 4 and... You know, I'm playing okay now, but I'm just not tight. Bring it back to the simplest thing that's going on. One more of that. This one doesn't count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. So none of them have been what I'm looking for. Like we can listen to that one, but it's not. It's played mostly in time, but it's just not tight. I'm just flamming a lot with that metronome. Oh, even worse than I thought. Yeah, so again, just gonna do the next 2 exercises and call it good. Probably just need to come back and refilm these all. part of me says let's go back to exercise 3 at the slower tempo. Though part of me says it's not going to get any better. Better, but just not tight. And a 2 and 3 and a 4 and no. And a 2 and 3 and a 4 and I know I'm repeating myself a lot tonight, more so than usual, but these just be bad. These be bad. Let's try 3 at faster tempo and just see if I can tighten it the heck up. 2 and 3 and 4 and again, I'm kind of like on top of the metronome. That was late. No, we're just going to the hypercritical session of like not playing well. Sliding those 16th notes. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and let's try it. Iffy. Probably close enough. All right. So we'll do the same thing. So this will be exercise number 4. This is going to be a disaster at this tempo. Just giving you a heads up. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a 4 E and 1 and a 4 E and 1 and a 2 E and 3. To E and 3 and a 4. Alright, better than I thought. Let's track that. Not saying it's great, but just last two measures. It may be all of them. And 3 and 4 and now let's not say any of those were good, but let's go back to exercise number 4, the slower tempo. Seeing if we can just get that. See, I'm out of breath, overthinking, sweating, nervous, not going as good as I planned, but just fucking stay on task and keep doing it, and you will improve. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a 4 E and 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a and a 2 E and 3 and a E and 1 2 3 4 Well, that's not getting better. That is not improving, my guys. All right. You know, sometimes these lives are so much fun that I just want to keep going. Today is not that day. Today is a day where I'm like, I'm fine being done right now. You know, it's about an hour long of me not playing drums well. All right. 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a do one with a click in though. Really cool if it was in time. Oh shit. That one wasn't keepable anyway. That was by far the best. Still just very sloppy today, guys. So I'm just going to do the beat a couple times, and then I'm just going to call it. Lick some wounds in the next couple days. Might have time to do a drum one tomorrow. Might just be the fact that I had 2 days off from playing, not playing drums, but doing these, right? could be a little rusty, or it could just be I'm having a bad day, and that's a natural thing of life. Not everything's going to be on all the time. Okay. Just okay. Nothing great. The one before was better. Two En, three and four. Three and one into two En. First measure was good, and then I just flub. And sometimes that's what happens too. Your brain gets control of like, hey, this isn't going well, my guy, is what my brain's telling me. Like, hey, you're really sucking. And you got to tune that out. You got to tune that out and focus on just, whatever's going on with me in that click today. And I'm not saying I'm good with the click by any means, but this is particularly bad for me. Even there, on that second measure all the time, I'm not keeping those 16th notes in line. There again, I just must be getting lazy with my leg. We're going to take 2 more takes, calling it a day. It was a grueling practice today, but it happened. And 3, 4. That was not a good start to that one. And 3 and 4 and. On that note, the fact that I'm struggling to play this, so just submit to a bad session and be okay. What I need to tell myself, and you guys need to tell yourself too, this with practice, like not every day is going to be boom, 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 everything just coming together. You are going to have awful days like this right here. And I wouldn't even say awful. Awful would be like, I don't know, me not playing drums or me not even getting close to playing it. There are moments of like getting into a groove and just falling apart. And it might be my headspace, which I actually feel like is pretty decent for today. Like I said, I took a nice little nap, kind of came in fresh. Maybe just not totally awake. Maybe should have done a little warm up beforehand. All those little things that add up. Now, as I try to bring my playing across the board up to a higher level, I hope to erase that. I hope to bad day, good day, leg sore, arm sore, anything. It doesn't matter. You just turn the machine on and go. But you only get there by kind of pushing through these bad days as you just saw today. So that's a wrap on this one. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I'll talk to you all soon.